Which books and study materials do you need to prepare for the PMP exam? How is the PMP exam structured? I mean, how many questions you need to answer within what time? And finally, do you expect anything to gain at all as a project manager from this entire PMP certification process? These are the questions or the FAQs we will try to address today in part 2 of this video series. So if you are a PMP exam aspirant, this video is going to be extremely important for you. So make sure you watch till the end. Now in the last video, which was part 1 of this FAQ series, I covered the syllabus, the cost, and what are the myths around the passing score of the PMP exam. Please watch that video as well after this one if you haven't done that already. And today in this video, let's shift the gears and cover these questions. By the way, if you are new here, I am Ray and I'm a PMP and a Prince 2 certified project manager with over 15 years of experience in project management. I currently work as a program manager in the UK, and for the past 5 years, I've been coaching and mentoring aspiring project managers to pass the PMP exam and build promising careers in project management. Okay, so let's get into it. Alright, so which books should I study for the PMP exam? Now look guys, honestly, you do not need a lot of books per se to prepare for the PMP exam. However, you need the right ones, okay? Firstly, there are a few core ones which you really cannot skip. Number 1, the PMBOK Guide 7th edition. Secondly, the Agile Practice Guide. And the third one is the Process Group Practice Guide, which the good news is all for free if you get the 1-year PMI membership, okay? Now please note that these three are literally non-negotiable when it comes to the available standards which you need to consider whilst you are preparing for the PMP exam. So these standards are extremely helpful when you try to align with the exam content, especially since now the PMP includes predictive, agile and hybrid project management questions, right? Now on top of these standards, I always recommend 𝗢𝗚𝗘𝒊𝒕𝒉𝒹𝒂𝒚 PMP Exam Prep 11th or let's say the 12th edition. Please check which one is the latest one in the market. This is one of the best books for practice style learning. Also, in case you are still at the foundational levels in project management and you prefer a video-based course, you can check out my 16 PDU Project Management Basics course on Udemy. That's where I break down the core concepts of project management in a structured, exam-relevant way for project managers who are just getting started. The link is in the description below if you would like to check it out. So that's all you really need from a text standpoint for the PMP exam, okay? The 3 guides, 1 textbook and 1 foundational level project management course to help you take the first step. That's it. Now, when you have completed the theory or the text, you can use mock simulators to test your understanding and assess how well you are prepared for the actual exam. Now, that's a whole topic for another video, but for starters, you can practice PMP style questions from my monthly Q&A sessions on YouTube, all for free. There are more than 10 hours of content in the playlist, okay? So make sure you check it out. Now next, let's talk about the exam structure. You see guys, a lot of aspirants spend studying months for the PMP exam, and however, most of them do not even check the format of the actual exam until the final weeks of the exam, okay? Now that's risky and quite unprofessional. So here we go. The PMP exam is a 180 question computer-based test divided into 3 sections of 60 questions each. You get 230 minutes in total with 2 10-minute breaks in between, okay, for the overall period of the exam. And mind that these 10-minute breaks are not part of the 230 minutes which you get to solve the 180 questions. Also remember, the questions include multiple choice, multiple response, matching and hotspot type question. So it's not just a single type of question which you will find in the actual PMP exam. Now look, the real roadblock here is time management, right? After all, you have got to balance speed with accuracy. That means 60 questions per section and ideally around 75 minutes per section, with about 1 minute 20 seconds to solve each question. That's the math, okay? Now to solve each question in 1 minute 20 seconds on an average is not a walk in the park, okay? Most aspirants who struggle with the PMP exam fail because they do not manage their time well during the exam. I know a lot of scenarios or some case studies where a candidate took about 100 minutes to solve the first set, panicked, and took maybe 80 minutes to complete the next set, and now super panicked when he or she had only 50 minutes for the final 60 questions, okay? That's less than 1 minute per question, and it needs no second guessing to know where the results went when someone manages time like this in the PMP exam, right? Hence, it is extremely important that you manage your time like a hawk when you are writing the PMP exam. I have made an entire video on PMP exam time management, so make sure you watch that video as well after this one. So when you are preparing for the PMP exam, simulate the exam via your mock tests or mock simulators and monitor your performance, okay? Practice this over multiple mocks and course correct yourself accordingly. That's what will give you the confidence on the actual exam day. Now, finally, guys, let's look at the bigger picture, okay? What do you actually get out of all this process and learnings and study, etc., okay? Burning the midnight oil for, let's say, 10 to 12 weeks, right? Is PMP just another badge, or does it really move your career towards an upward trajectory? Well, here is the short answer, which is it depends, okay? Now, on the positive side, it absolutely boosts your potential to command a higher salary in the market when compared to your peers who do not hold the PMP certification, and that is backed up by numbers. According to PMI's latest salary survey, PMP certified professionals earn around 33% more on an average than those without the certification. So look, PMP certainly adds credibility to your profile, especially when you are applying for roles across sectors or in the international markets. It shows that you understand structured delivery, you understand stakeholder alignment, agile thinking, and that you have committed to a globally recognized gold standard, okay? So yes, guys, the preparation takes effort and the effort is really worth it. However, and here comes the not so good part of PMP certification. The real issue lies with the mindset and the incorrect expectations aspirants have when they pursue the PMP certification. While the Project Management Institute or PMI data shows that PMP certified professionals often earn more and there is a high global demand for them, many still struggle with job hunting or promotions because they fall into three common wrong expectation categories. Firstly, some project managers mistakenly believe that simply having the PMP title will automatically lead to a salary increase or promotion, when in reality, employers are paying for your demonstrated skill and the practical application of project management tools and techniques in real life situations, not just the credential itself. So please keep that in mind. Secondly, there is a misconception that rushing to pass the PMP exam quickly, for example, in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, makes you a good project manager. However, passing fast only shows that you are a good exam taker, not necessarily a skilled project manager, as the actual race to become an accomplished PMP certified professional truly begins after you have passed the exam, okay? And your credibility is tested in the industry for multiple years across multiple projects. Make sense? And thirdly, some aspirants incorrectly assume that throwing around PMP exam jargons in an interview will impress recruiters. Especially if they lack genuine real-life project management experience, candidates think that they can cover it up by throwing some jargons in the interview which might baffle and impress the interviewer. However, the truth is, recruiters are looking for how you have applied PMP concepts in actual projects and whether you possess the skills to effectively implement them within an organization. And that is what you need to demonstrate in an interview. Sorry to say that if you try to confuse or let's say impress the interviewer with some random jargons from the PMBOK or the Agile Practice Guide, it might backfire on you. Okay, so please be careful and cognizant about this fact when you are going for any project manager interview. So the bottom line is, it is very difficult to succeed in project manager interviews without having practical application knowledge of the concepts which you learn through the entire PMP exam certification process. I mean, ultimately, the PMP is still globally recognized as the gold standard for project management, and its true value really shines when individuals or project managers focus on acquiring and applying the fundamental project management skills and the experience that the certification represents, okay? Rather than just treating it as a quick credential to obtain to boost the salary or get a promotion. I hope you will remember that. So guys, those were the 6 most common FAQs we have covered over this 2-part video series, okay? I hope that was helpful. Just as a reminder, if you are still early in your journey in project management, you can always start with my 16 PDU Project Management Basics course, which I have designed to help you build a solid foundation in project management. You will find the link in the description section of this video. Also, let me know in the comments what's confusing you about the PMP right now. Drop in your questions and I might cover them in the next video. And as always, if you have found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. It genuinely helps more learners to discover content like this when they're preparing for the PMP exam to become a better project manager. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next video.